Is the death penalty still justifiable in Nigeria? Welcome to TGM's Legal Nuggets. Is the death penalty still justifiable in Nigeria? Let's get into it. Current legal status. The death penalty is still legal in Nigeria. It is provided for under Section 319 of the Criminal Code for offences like murder, Section 1 subsection 2 of the Robbery and Firearms Act for armed robbery, and Section 37 of the Criminal Code for treason. Additionally, military offences such as mutiny and aiding the enemy may attract capital punishment under the Armed Forces Act. Although Nigerian courts continue to issue death sentences, Nigeria has maintained an unofficial moratorium on execution since 2006. This means that while people are sentenced to death, the executions are rarely carried out. Arguments in support of the death penalty. Supporters of the death penalty argue that it serves as a deterrent against heinous crimes like terrorism and kidnapping. It delivers justice in especially brutal cases, such as murder. Some public opinion polls have indicated that a significant number of Nigerians support capital punishment, particularly for violent crimes. Arguments against the death penalty. On the other side of the debate, human rights advocates argue that there is a risk of wrongful convictions which can lead to the execution of innocent persons. Some convictions in Nigeria have been overturned on appeal due to weak or unreliable evidence. Nigeria is a party to the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, which promotes the gradual abolition of the death penalty. Ethical concerns remain about whether the state should ever take a life. Recent developments and cases. In recent years, several cases have sparked renewed debate. For instance, Yakubu Yahaya was sentenced to death in Kano for alleged blasphemy. Chinwendu was sentenced for the killing of her husband, reportedly in a domestic violence context. These cases raise questions about whether the Nigerian justice system is fully equipped to administer irreversible punishments like death. Trends toward reform. Efforts toward reform are ongoing. Since 2015, bills to abolish the death penalty have been introduced in the National Assembly, although none have passed into law. This may suggest a shift in judicial attitude toward more cautious sentencing in capital cases. In recent years, the Supreme Court has commuted some death sentences to life imprisonment. In conclusion, the death penalty remains part of Nigerian law, but practical enforcement is rare and national discourse continues to evolve. The key question is this: should Nigeria retain, reform, or abolish the death penalty? Let's think critically about justice, fairness, and human rights. Remember, a legally aware citizen is a more empowered citizen. This has been TGM's Legal Nuggets. See you in the next episode.